Previously on Creased. Hey, what up and welcome to another episode of Creased. Now, I've been to the outlets not that long ago. But I just so happened I was going to be in Sydney for 3 days. I had some time to kill before I got to where I was going. And let's do the outlets again. Let's see if it's any different. The Nike tailwinds in the white and whites are very comfortable, and I believe when they do the next 40% off, which maybe this weekend for Father's Day, they usually do for Mother's Day, Father's Day, I will definitely cop them joints for 40% off. Super comfortable, white and white, clean as fuck. I'm gonna do it. The crazy one was the Tatum PE. Now, there's a way on the Nike app when you got Bluetooth on. When you enter a certain store, you're able to scan and see what sizes that store has. You can do that with the outlets. This was, I think it was this size and maybe a 15, but this is a Jason Tatum PE in a Jordan 34 or 5 or something. Crazy. Whatever price you're seeing right there, 50% off as well because it's on the back wall. Laney Jordan 1s. They're a women's colorway, yes. Didn't really have any bigger sizes, but $180, right? And then 50% off. Crazy. Huaraches, the white and white joints, only $80. I don't think they were that cheap. I think they were $100 when I went there the other week and had that OG colorway. But $80 for the white and whites, crazy. If they get to a point again where it's 40% off, I'm not going to be able to say no. I don't think they had a 10.5. You need the biggest size in the Huaraches, but crazy. When I went to Adidas, man, like the original NMDs are on special. Ultra Boost wasn't as crazy priced as I remembered, but at the same time, I didn't really ask if they still had the additional 40% off. I do remember still seeing Sean Witherspoon's. The NMD S1s were there, not quite the colorway that I like. I want to say they had, with all the hype for Sambas, these human race Sambas you you would think would be flying off the shelves, because they were crazy quality materials. A little bit longer in the tongue, I want to say, but not bad. Not bad at all. Asics 1130s, they were like one of the only sports style, apart from the Japan S, which I'm not a fan of, but they were the only sports styles I seen at the outlets. I'm not too sure, I think it was a women's colorway. I did get told that they're not getting sent the sports style stuff anymore. Now this could be for two reasons. One, they're sending it somewhere else, maybe it does better somewhere else. I remember when I was in Melbourne, they didn't have any sports style. I want to say, I don't think there's one at, yeah, I don't know. It could just be they're doing well. They don't have to discount them. I'm not too sure, but they did have a pair of Nimbus in like just a plain black and white, but it was a women's. They had them in a 12, which is like a 10.5 men's. Usually my size in Asics, but not the case this time. I probably did need the 10. Crazy thing with Puma was like, I did that little, oh, they found Pollens at the outlets, but then it's a Puma high top silhouette. I vaguely remember having like a black and white type shoe similar to that silhouette when I was in primary school, growing up in Sydney. They were my school shoes. They were probably like my first ever cool pair of school shoes, I want to say. But then we saw they had like this shoe, which was like a, I don't know what it was, but it was a Mercedes AMG like racing type spec shoe, because they partner with Mercedes, BMW, and McLaren, I think. I'm looking at it, and maybe even Ferrari at one point, all the F1 teams. I'm looking at this going, man, this is kind of dope. If they did one in a BMW, that'd be amazing. If they did one in a BMW, it doesn't look as nice as you've seen. I cannot believe the type of discounts were going on at the Polo store. There was some alright stuff at Nike and Adidas, but if you know Polo, it's not cheap. That whole fucking thing. I left this open for some reason. That whole bag, 2 hoodies and a pair of trackies for $217, right? The hoodies were like $69 each. The pair of trackies were $79. Usually, let's look at one item. One item usually is $279. That's a fucking insane bargain. I know this is a sneaker show, but can't believe that. And then like they were so cheap that the girl at the counter was like, she's thinking I'm switching tags, which back in the day maybe. I know a lot of record store dudes used to do that. Shoppers used to do that stuff as well, but yeah, even like their discounted price. No, what did it say before? Let's see if I can peel this back. $199, so $279 down to $199. These were $79. I know it's end of season sale, we're coming into spring, but cheap as chips. Had to get it. I come close to getting the tailwinds, the all white joints, because they were super comfy. They also had a pair of Nimbus down to $95, the current, or maybe like last season's Nimbus, but in women's I had to get a 12. It was just a black and white one, but I needed probably 11.5, which is a 10, which is funny because usually in Asics I'm a 10.5. Didn't really have any pickups. There was some cool stuff, but just nothing for me. And you know, maybe some stuff not in my size. I didn't feel like doing the same thing like I did last time, but the crazy part was the polo. I'm wearing this right now. It's nice. Got the same hoodie in a navy. I may even already have this, but for 80 bucks, $79.99, I could not help it. Actually, the hoodies were $69.99. The tracksuit pants were $79.99. Recommended retail on these pants is $279. That's insane. So, 2 hoodies, 1 pair of track pants, like cheaper than retail. Crazy discounts. To the point where, like, when I took them to the counter, the girl didn't believe me, and it just so happened that they scanned up at a different price too. And I want to say they were scanning up at like $1.99, which is what they used to be. And then the manager came through and said, no, it's fine, just let them go through. And it was meant to be for a sale that started tomorrow. They just ticketed them before they closed at the end of the day. So for me, I got in early and got to pick my size out and everything. So not bad. Nothing too much shoe related. I'm gonna go to Liverpool probably tomorrow. They got a brand new resale store there that I want to have a look at, and then a bunch of other stuff. Maybe Parramatta while I'm down here. I'm down here for 3 days, so gonna be lots of content. I don't know, there's not too many things I'm looking to purchase, so we'll just see how that goes. But the polo fit, crazy. And they had this thing like in store, spend $300, you get a free hat. It's like a Father's Day promotion, right? I couldn't find anything else that I liked, otherwise I would have for the free hat. I could have just bought the hat, but whatever you're seeing next is what you're seeing. We out. So that was meant to be the plan until myself and Rorks, you've seen on this channel a few times, got together, got a few drinks in, working on music, everything like that, and we got preoccupied with music and just doing normal stuff. I didn't really get to do any shopping over that weekend, and it wasn't until like right at the end, I just so happened to see someone share about 40% off at Nike. So I'm like, all right, on my way home, I'm gonna do that. So we did. So I get there, I find some staff members. It's not 40% off. Must only just be at the Canberra one. They did, however, the Billie Eilish Air Force Ones, which were $150, I want to say, on the day, on the Friday. I went on the Friday initially, this was on the Sunday. And like 2 weeks or 3 weeks prior to that, they're $150, right? I always said, if they're 100 or under 100, I'm getting a pair. I get there, and they are, I want to say the 150, but then 50% off that, so $75. I'm like, all right, I'm all in. I get on the little app and I type in and I go scan it, and it says there's a 10. I can't see the 10. I see an 11, a 14, 13, and maybe like a 5. Ask them, they go, yeah, we'll have a look. If it's on there, it should be here. And they're saying, oh, look, it's only 1 pair of 10s, so it may not be here. They had a look out the back, they had a look everywhere, couldn't find it. I tried on the 11, it's just that little bit too big. I felt like I could have got away with a 10.5, but not the 11. Devastating. But the main thing I wanted to do here was showcase the difference between, like, this is in a 3-day span. They were $150, now they're $75. the Slam Jam Air Force Ones? Yeah, black Slam Jam Air Force Ones, which was like a Europe exclusive. I don't even remember them dropping in like Australian boutiques or Australian stores or anything. They're now in the outlets, on special. Ambush Air Force Ones, now on special. Still, they weren't there a couple days ago. So, if you want to get a bargain, unfortunately you probably have to live close and be going there a lot. If you do, it's going to work out in your benefit. I feel like from the days of Auburn to now, people definitely hit up the outlets all the time. Because they're not looking at, I can get a bargain, fresh pair of kicks on feet. They're looking, there's money to be made. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. Even I saw recently, I want to say a resale store has propped up an advertisement campaign for the undefeated Air Force Ones. Now, they were sitting at every boutique. I want to say they were at the Melbourne factory outlets. I don't know if they were at Sydney, they might have been, but they've essentially just bought up everything from the outlets and now they're reselling it. Go figure. I don't think there's a market for that, but good luck to you. For me, this is an absolute buyer's market. If you're a sneakerhead, it's the best time for individuality. Everything's on special. Go out there, find what you like, your style, and get amongst it. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what other people are saying is cool versus not cool. I've found some of my absolute favorite sneakers of all time in the outlets. This shoe right here, the first time I ever had a pair of the 89 Flights was just a cheap pair of shoes at the outlets. I knew nothing about it. I just looked at it and go, that's cool, I want that. I ended up doing some of my favorite shows with music in these, touring the country, plenty of photos wearing them. They re-retroed them in 2020. I think randomly they just popped up on JD. I will say the quality on this pair compared to the old pair, definitely not as good, but there's so many pairs. Like I got a pair of Air Max 90s that were like a UNC style colorway. And it was everything I ever copped from the outlets back in the day was always under $100 because that was my budget essentially, you know what I mean? So for me, get out there. It's a great time for sneakers at the moment. Nike, all these other brands, they were living off something that was super inflated at a point in time, whether it be here or overseas, where they were doing stimulus packages, all this type of stuff, and people were sitting home getting paid. It doesn't really represent what the sneaker market is. Now it's come back down to earth. You're seeing collabs, like limited edition collabs in the outlets, whether it be Asics, Adidas, Puma, Nike, probably New Balance too, but I don't think there is a New Balance store at Homebush. I think there is at the other outlets in Sydney. But get out there, get amongst it. If you have an outlet near you, whether it be wherever you are, get out there as often as you can, because you're going to find some crazy bargains and you might just stumble across some stuff they're putting out. The Ambush Air Force Ones were out there. I think the Slam Jam Air Force Ones been a Europe exclusive that I don't remember dropping here, whether it be online, retailers, whatever, being in the outlets is insane. And I remember seeing images at the time thinking I really like these, I want to cop a pair, and it was like $300-400 to try and get them from Europe, right? Now they're in the outlets. Go figure. But this has been another episode of Creased. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know your greatest find in the outlets. Look, we may slow down a little bit on the content as I'm doing other stuff at the moment. Like I said, over the weekend doing a lot of music. Business is picking back up with that. You never know. Twice a week thing may turn into once a week. We'll see. But this has been another episode of Creased. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. We'll be back maybe once, maybe twice a week. You'll have to find out. Peace.